This is Spud here from hits.net.com, coming at you with another quick hit. This one's going to be a long time coming. It's a topic that I've been meaning to cover for quite a while. On hits.net.com, if you scroll down just a wee bit, you shall find Infected, a review of Infected, which is a PSP kind of zombie shooter game featuring Slipknot. Now, I had a wee chat after finishing that with girlfriend, and she said, musicians, video games, would you get a quick hit out of that? And I said, nah, it doesn't happen that often. But it turns out, when I started digging into my collection and thinking about it, it does happen that often. She was right, I was wrong, it happens very often indeed. Now, I know what you're thinking, we've already covered music and video games a few times on hits.net.com. I know I've written up a blog about it, which I shall link down below, and Richie has also done a quick hit about it, which will also be linked down below. We kind of covered our favourite video game music and songs that remind us of games, games that remind us of songs, so on and so forth. And that was cool, but today's kind of a different twist on it. Today is about musicians being featured in video games. Like their likeness, their voices, just guys that you almost wouldn't expect to show up sometimes, showing up in video games. Like I said, it's going to be a big one, so I'm going to cut it down into two parts. So we're going to kick off this week with the Tony Hawk games, Tony Hawk 4 and Tony Hawk Underground, the fourth Tony Hawk Underground. Both of these featured kind of music-related cameos. Tony Hawk 4 you could unlock and play as Eddie from Iron Maiden, which was cool. Of course, he's not a musician himself, he's a mascot, you know. But skating around as Eddie was really fucking cool. I've always been a big fan of Eddie, I've always been a big fan of Iron Maiden, and you know, when you're a wee kid growing up in a household full of heavy metalers, and you've got posters all over the place with big old Eddie cutting fuckers up with an axe, or you know, flying a fucking jet or whatever he's up to that particular week. It's kind of cool, finally. Get control of him, like, you know, it felt really good. It was a lot of fun, you know. Like I said, he is just a mascot, so whether it counts or not is kind of your own business. It also would mention that he had his own video game way back in the 90s. I believe it was kind of a fourth-person shooter called Ed Hunter. It looked shit. I've never had the misfortune to play it myself, but it looked really, really bad. That was in Tony 4. Of course, in Tony Hawk Underground 2, then, your unlockable, Tony Hawk Underground 1, sorry, your unlockable character is Gene Simmons from Kiss. And the rest of Kiss, as far as I can recall, play in an arena in the background while you're kind of skating around doing their thing. The skating around as Gene Simmons is cool as shit. There's no two ways about it. You're Gene fucking Simmons, man, come on. There's nothing else that can be said about that. That's the coolest thing in the world. You know, over on the hip-hop side of things, though, we'll start off with the Def Jam games. Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for NY. Now, Vendetta is a really, really bad game. But Fight for New York is really fucking impressive. Surprisingly impressive. It shouldn't work. What's the crack with these games? Well, basically, they're kind of brawler games. You know, not in the kind of Street to Rage kind of brawler. They're kind of like a dirty kind of ghetto version of WWE wrestling. You know what I mean? It's got kind of wrestling moves and wrestling mechanics involved, but it's a lot dirtier. You're hitting dudes with glass bottles, and you're swinging them around pubs, and, you know, bashing their heads into barriers and stuff. It's quite nasty. But the whole crack with these games is that it's kind of a rival gang war between two gangs of rappers. Now, I know it sounds terrible. I thought it sounded terrible. That's why I bought it. I wanted to see just how bad it was going to be. But Fight for New York, which is the sequel, Vendetta sounds like it should be, but it's not. It's just absolutely great fun. You've got everybody you might want in there. You've got Busta Rhymes, you've got Snoop Doggy Dogg, you've got Exhibit. You name them, they're in there. The list goes on and on. there's a picture on the back of the box that has about 20 or 30 guys, and you can just look through them all. And, oh, holy shit, I like all their records. You know, I think Ghostface Killer turned up, Ice-T is in it. It's fantastic. It's really, really a lot of fun. It's a really fun little title. But it's such an unusual idea, it really shouldn't work. Bunch of hip-hop artists fighting it out, it should be absolutely terrible. But, like I said, it's a lot of fun. What's not a lot of fun, though, is the spectacular Mr. X to the Zizzle in Pimp My Ride. This is one that I actually always wanted to play. I only picked it up there about a year ago because I didn't want to spend a specific amount of money on it in case it was rubbish. Turned out it was rubbish. But it was one that I always wanted to try it because I like the likes of Need for Speed. You know, and in the Need for Speed Underground titles, you got to doll up your cars in all these different ways, put different body parts onto them, do your vinyls different ways, do different paint jobs on it, really customize the car and make it your own, you know, and that's kind of what I expected from Pimp My Ride, as you would. But unfortunately, it wasn't like that at all. It was a cheap cash-in full of dumb little mini games, and every once in a while you'd hear Exhibit say, "Yo, dog!" and some other very exhibit-y kind of stuff. It was really, really bad. Ghost Riding the Whip, not as much fun as it sounds. Sounds kind of whack though. It didn't work, you know. But again, speaking of rappers kind of do weird shit when it comes to video games. Like, 50 Cent has a couple of video games out. I've heard they're brutal. I haven't played them myself. The Wu-Tang Clan have their own video game, I believe it was called Enter the Wu-Tang, which I'm definitely on the lookout for. Snoop Dogg has another one on Xbox Live Arcade at the moment called Way of the Dog, which is a rhythm-based game. I played the demo of it a little while back. It kind of plays like a demo I played only yesterday of Final Fantasy Curtain Call. These aren't very good games. It's not a very good game. It doesn't have much going for it. But I reckon it's definitely worth having in your digital library because I want to break out when the boys come around for a bit of fun. You know, also on the rapping side of things, on the hip-hop side of things, 2 more to cover, and then I'm going to kind of move on until next week. So, again, kind of wrestling idea in Backyard Wrestling 1 and 2. These are ones that I've had my eye out for a long time for. I've been looking for them for a long time. I picked them up over the last, 2 years. I've been looking for them because I played the original way back in the day. I didn't think it was great because, well, it's not great. But I wanted a copy of it because Insane Clown Posse do the intro to it. They show up in the intro and all that. I think they're involved in Backyard Wrestling as a federation. I'm a big fan of Insane Clown Posse. Then I really wanted the second one though because you get to play as Insane Clown Posse. Violent J's right there on the box. You can also play as Shaggy 2 Dope and a whole bunch of wrestlers that nobody's ever heard of or gave a damn about. But it's a bit of fun playing as the ICP boys. You know, beating the shit out of each other, and you've got kind of a half circus, half stage thing going on in the background that you can hit each other with bits of, and I think it's the Amazing Jekyll Brothers posters are all around the place. It's cool, it's good, really, really silly fun, but that's not good fun. I'm lying. It's shit, but it's definitely worth playing for the hell of playing it. The hit detection's terrible on it. I'll be back next week with another one of these quick hits with even more weird kind of fucking musician-based video games. So, until next week, this is Spud from HitStartNow.com signing out. Good luck. Thank you very much for watching more of our HitStartNow.com quick hits. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. You can also catch us at HitStartNow.com where we have written reviews, monthly blogs, infamous monthly podcasts. You can catch us as well on @HitStartNow on Twitter and /HitStartNow on Facebook. All of these will be linked down below in the description. Thank you very much.